Hello there, roleplay community. I am the wonderful Evan of Evan and Aimee Helps, which is a roleplay help blog. Today I'm going to be taking us on a virtual tour of our roleplay blog to give our viewers just kind of an overall view of what we have to offer to them. So starting on the main page, we're pretty easy to navigate through. We've got home, rules, and then you can ask us a question or you can submit a promo. We have just kind of a basic little blurb here, and then we can see, who's loving us. And then we have what we do in navigation. So we'll start with the rules since they're kind of the basics. The rules for this blog are simple. It's basically shoutouts and reviews. We do them, but they don't always get done right that second. Especially, Aimee's off in her time zone, I'm off in my time zone. We don't always have time to collaborate together. And we try to have them done within 24 hours. If we don't, we try to tell the person that it's going to take a little bit longer. For content, when people want to share their stories with us, we alter the names of any of the groups or players that if they tell us a negative story, we don't want that going back to the group just because, it's etiquette. Harassment. We don't bother to submit any form of hate mail sent to us if somebody's angry with one of the opinions we give. So that's basically just saying, don't bother to send it because we're not going to show it. And then we have a disclaimer. It says, the opinions expressed on this page are of those of Evan and or Aimee, the helpers, not the actual celebrities. If you cannot handle constructive criticism, please don't request a review. Any sort of criticism we give can be taken or ignored. If you contact us complaining about something we said, we'll delete it. If they're requesting a review, you're giving us consent to make suggestions and comment about your group. You're also giving us consent to post these suggestions and comments for other people to see unless specifically requested to remain private. So those are basic rules. We're not too hard to please. I won't go to the ask or submit boxes. They're, the basics. So we'll move on to what we do. Aimee and I do shoutouts and promos, but we don't give shoutouts to personal or one-on-one blogs. That's kind of a private thing. We don't get involved in that. We just work with groups. We'll do first look reviews, which is basically a summary of the pros and cons of what we see on your page. It's not in-depth. We don't necessarily look at all the pages. We'll do full reviews, which is a 7-point overlook of the entire page, which is the first look, navigation, full plot, rules, roles, applications, graphics, and then our final say on how we feel about the group. We do tips and guides for becoming a better role player / writer. We do articles on various areas involving the roleplay community and writing in general. We do the fundamentals for Tumblr roleplay for those coming over from other places like forums, messenger roleplays, Facebook, stuff like that. And then we do sharing experiences of role players, both good and bad, for other, others to learn from. We don't do graphics. I'm not a huge fan of doing graphics for other people because my tastes are way different than others and it's kind of hard to please people. So I'll maybe occasionally throw in a tutorial, but I don't do requests for other people just because they're, you can't please everyone and I aim to please. We don't do GIF hunts or face claim searches. It takes too much time, and Aimee and I are both very particular about face claims, and it's just not good to ask us our opinion on them because, we don't do HTML or theme help. It's the same as GIF and face claim searches. It just takes up too much time, and to be honest, I'm not very strong with HTML. I just know the basics, and then whatever I don't know, I ask Aimee, and most times she'll be able to help me, but I'm kind of clueless when it comes to that. And finally, we don't slander other groups. We will share bad experiences by other role players regarding other groups or roleplay help blogs or anything like that, but we don't give out the names of the people or the groups because it's not fair to the people who work on their groups and then they get slandered and then people don't go to their groups. That's just not fair. Basically, people need to go and see for themselves whether it's true or not because it's based on person to person. That being said, we will go to our navigation. And I won't do in-depth on this, just kind of the basic overview for it. We do shout-outs. Pretty self-explanatory. You give us a shout-out, we post it, and it goes to the roleplay tag. Promos, we typically ask that you have a picture, a basic synopsis for it, and then it's very helpful if you have your links ready to go. But we do different kinds of promos, so you can see our promos there. Reviews, we do 3 different kinds of reviews. We just started the video reviews, and we're definitely looking for people who are willing to have that done. I think it's a good idea because it connects you to both the role players on the YouTube community and the role players on the Tumblr community. But it's not for everyone. We do, as Aimee puts it, itsy bitsy reviews, which are the first look reviews. And then we have full reviews, and we'll click on one of those. And it's basically just set up pretty clean so you can get through it, and at the end it's got a score and all of that good stuff. Our tips, guides, and articles, as you can see, I have a lot more free time on my hands than Aimee does. So I generally do the articles unless she says, you know, back off, I want to write about this. And I say, okay. So I have a steady article list, and a lot of it, I'll admit, is probably more ranting than actual article. Like, it's not more of a newspaper, it's more of an opinion section. But you can find different things about writing and role-playing and all that good stuff there. We don't really have any shared experiences right now. I think people are just kind of, you know, not ready to take that sort of step. I don't know, but it's always open if people ever want to share their experiences. And then for advice and help, this is basically questions that people send to us, and we do our best to answer. Like, this person asked, you know, what should I do when the person I plotted with is going against the plot? Basically, I'll give my opinion, or I'll give what I think you should do. Whether you take that advice or not is up to you. I know that people don't always think the way I do, and I totally respect that. But we definitely do our best to help. So, that is basically our group. So if you have any questions, just ask us. We've got our ask right here. And then if you ever want to submit a promo or a very lengthy story or a very lengthy question, you can do that here. And we do have some mini rules right here, but they're nothing, you know, huge. So that is basically it. We hope that we get more people in, asking us questions, having us do their shoutouts and reviews, because we definitely love to help. And I am definitely excited to kick off this video review. I think that's going to be totally fun. It might be difficult at first until I get my pace and figure out, you know, how this works, but other than that, I think it'll work out really well. So thank you for listening, and we hope to hear from you soon. Thanks. Bye.